Most of our interactions are actually certain. They have a name, they have a frame, they have a purpose. Whether I relate to a teacher, to my parent, to my daughter, or to a bank teller, I know what these relationships are about. There are very few relationships whose aim or definition is unknown. This has become increasingly the case in sexual and romantic relationships. I dub this relationship negative. Now, negative relationships. Now, when I say negative, I don't mean negative in the sense that it is condemnable, that it is harmful, that it is deleterious. Not at all. A negative relationship is one that is driven by uncertainty. It is one where I don't know what my intentions are, and it is one where I am always looking for something that is not quite there. It is also a relationship that has fuzzy norms. Now, fuzziness is very central to what I mean here. Fuzziness means that there is no clear punishment for misbehaving because there is no clear rule. So let me give you examples of uncertain or fuzzy relationships. For example, having sex and not knowing whether this is a relationship at all or not. Or being in a relationship with no or little future. And not knowing if your partner has any feeling for you at all, and not knowing whether you can ask your partner. Feeling you have no idea if your partner is committed to your relationship as you are, and feeling you do not know how to say you would like to know. Feeling you would like a more serious or more frequent relationship, and yet not knowing how to ask. Asking yourself if you're right to feel jealous, or being unsure what you can ask for or not, if his autonomy is more important than your own sense of security. Now, all of these may seem like small and trivial questions, but they are in fact fundamental ones which touch upon the fact that these relationships have become plagued with uncertainty. That is, the content, the purpose, and the rules of relationship, when to say what, how, has become unclear. According to psychologists and sociologists, we need to organize our relationships around certainty because uncertainty creates psychological unease. Now, there are not only psychological effects, but also profound sociological ones to negative relationships because people are more reluctant of getting together with other people. One such consequence is the fact that many countries cannot maintain their populations in terms of their birth rate. Young Japanese, for example, have tremendous difficulties in pairing up, with the result that their fertility rate has plunged. The number of children a Japanese woman can expect to have today in her lifetime is 1.4, down from 2.1 in 1970. So negative population growth rates are observed in Eastern and much of Western Europe as well, and they are threatening not only demography but economy as well. The shrinkage of the population has powerful rippling political and economic effects, from immigration flows to the difficulty of guaranteeing pension funds or supporting aging populations. So if the expansion of capitalism was predicated on population growth and on the family as the structure mediating between economy and society, that connection is now being increasingly undone by the new forms of capitalism which is undoing romantic relationships, the structure and the infrastructure of romantic relationships. Capitalism is a formidable machine to produce goods, but it seems no longer capable of ensuring also the no less powerful need for social reproduction, what philosopher Nancy Fraser has called capitalism crisis of care. Negative relationships are also apparent in the decision of many men and women not to enter in stable bonds and to have children, and in fact in the fact that single households have considerably increased in the last 2 decades. The paradox of this of the sexual revolution is that some researchers have argued that younger generation has actually less sex than baby boomers. So it would suggest that indeed sexuality is less practiced because it is normally practiced in stable relationships. There is thus an irony here. While modernity was very much characterized by the right to choose every single aspect of our lives, and especially the possibility to choose our partner, we now witness the withdrawal from choice, the fact that many people choose not to choose to withdraw quickly, choose to end quickly a relationship. We also notice another irony. Capitalism is a formidable machine to produce goods, but perhaps not so good at helping us human beings and communities to reproduce.